Hey everybody, welcome back to
Scared me.
Scared the poop out of DC. There we go. Hey everybody, welcome to the Epic Voice Guy YouTube channel. This is my buddy DC Douglas, and you might know him as the voice of Chase from Rescue Bots. And we're going to watch his favorite episode, or one of his favorite episodes.
One of them, yeah.
Of Rescue Bots. This is called "I've Heard the Robots Singing," and my kids love this show. Just to be honest,
yeah.
This is a great show that connects with autistic kids. It also connects with just Transformers fans in general. This is a fairly general show that parents can watch with their kids and enjoy it. But one of the things that we liked best about it was that the toys were they specifically worked with kids with autistic kids, really connected with them because it's flipping, it's turning, it's like the toys had a very specific way of transforming. And my son is addicted to this show, by the way. So cool. He watches this on his Leapfrog Epic, which is a tablet for children. And he's downloaded every single episode of Rescue Bots. He knows them all from memory. And this is one franchise we actually have in common now, because I was so disappointed when I found out Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite did not have Wesker.
I know.
I was so disappointed, but
You're not the only one.
I have been the voice of Optimus Prime for Transformers from other things, so it's cool that I'm in.
Can we hear your Optimus Prime voice?
My name is Optimus Prime. Chase.
And he worked with Peter Cullen.
Want to just the deepness. I want to learn. I want to learn.
Steve can do a pretty great Optimus.
My name. See it again.
My name is Optimus Prime.
My name is Optimus Prime. I can't do it. You have more.
That means I have job security.
Yeah. But like it's like I have a lower voice than you have.
You do, naturally.
But when you do that voice, you're lower than I can. I can't do
that
voice.
The Optimus Prime voice is actually how I started getting into voice and how I learned how to do that deeper register thing.
Yeah.
So I started doing that when I was 5, except back then it sounded like, my name is Optimus Prime.
Actually, what's really funny is I go back and I look at some of the voiceover stuff I did like in the late 80s and early 90s, and I'll like listen to it and I'm going, and I don't know if it's one of those things where like when you listen to like newscasters from the 30s and 40s and they're all talking about black up in here and and like, is that because they talk that way, or was it?
Yeah, you kind of wondered.
Or was it
everybody
talking
like this? Hey, how you doing today?
Or was it the speed of the film or the whatever? Because I'm looking at my stuff in the 90s and I said, "Hi, I'm DC Douglas." I'm like, really? Did I? It take PG. But it's just funny how I developed. I guess.
I've noticed, and there's like some days like I'll get up and my mouth will open. And all of a sudden, I sound like Michael Cera. I'm like, what is that voice? I don't remember that voice coming out. Like Charlie Daniels, whatever,
Oh my god!
So
this guy is very talented.
I do a lot of ADR. I fill in for a lot of celebrities. I've filled in for some pretty big names this year. I filled in for T.J. Miller and Ryan Reynolds.
That's very cool.
In the same year. I'm very proud.
I was very excited because that I had voice matched Kevin Spacey, but now
that's cool. I auditioned. I can't do his. I can only do his House of Cards voice.
I don't think anyone's going to be hiring us.
You're the very first thing in the episode. I'm going to get Amari over here too.
You got to get Amari over here. Amari's awesome.
Maurice is
great. Maurice.
This is a great.
Oh my god! Now I'm going to get.
He's going to get all misty eyed. I'm so sad that the show is going into another incarnation.
Yeah. We actually are all still in touch. I have a thread on my phone. We actually still text each other like for birthdays and like we're all going to meet at like a restaurant.
Do you see Parvish in the commercial on TV recently?
No, I don't see commercials because I'm unplugged now. So
he's in a new TV spot. I forget what the advertisement was for. It's like, hey, another guy, there he is.
Yeah. Oh. Frankie, here to try out. And Diamond has become a star. She's a huge music star now.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Oh, she's got like hundreds of thousands
I know LeVar
of followers.
Burton ran away from me. He would not say hi to me at all.
No.
Yeah, he literally ran away from me. And all I wanted to say was like, hey, I just want to let you know.
But he probably had something to do. He's a
he was assuming that I was probably a Star Trek fan. I'm assuming. Because he was with Brent Spiner, and I said, I'm Mr. Spiner, how are you doing? And that's all I said to him. As I've been in their shoes, I know what it's like to get stuck with a fan that was, let's just talk for 100 years. I just wanted to say hello, and that was it. But now one of my favorite things of all time that you guys have ever done,
I forgot
is you guys. They did the karaoke style.
Thing. That's hysterical.
You guys actually sang the song.
I know, and I was just realizing this would have been really helpful to have had when we videotaped that.
Was that a thing that was sponsored? Did you guys do that on your own?
No, it was my idea.
Oh, it was your idea?
Yeah, I said.
You guys have him to thank.
Hasbro never, they would go, we want to do all the announcing and all that. And we go, okay. So I stopped doing stuff. And then when it was coming out, I go, so is there an announcement? They went, oh, there was a press release. I'm like, that's not an announcement. You got to have a fun thing. So I put together that video.
Yeah, the Energize, that came in. That's actually from this toy. This is actually your Energize toy.
Yes, I know. Well, I know. Like all of a sudden, it's like, They started like giving us new things to do. Yeah.
I love Jeff Bennett in this show too.
Jeff Bennett is
Jeff Bennett's the mayor. I always love Jeff Bennett's character.
He's like one of the super talented people that he's got like just a certain range of a voice, but he can do so many different voices in that.
He can do a lot of those voices. He's one of those actors that I kind of imitate. Like if I can do what he does, I think I'd be good. Yeah.
I think like every day he's like going off to some studio to work.
I assume he is.
Every day. Where I'm like every month.
This is such a simplistic concept for a show too. There's no Decepticons in this.
Right. Exactly. It's about problem solving.
There was one mini-con from Robots in Disguise, which is the little bit older show that made it onto here with Sideswipe from that show. That was a one-off episode. And of course Optimus Prime shows up every once in a while. In fact, this was the first time Rescue Bots was the first time I heard Peter Cullen doing a character that was not Optimus Prime for a long time. Very early in season one. In season 1, he played one of the scientists, like some guy in a lab coat. It was just his
Really?
I was like, wow, I haven't heard him do any characters.
I'm surprised they like got him to do that.
Long time.
I thought it'd be like, you have me for one voice.
This is all I do anymore.
Call my agent. Oh, I'm getting closer now.
As soon as you get $50,000, you can afford me.
$50,000, you can afford me.
Steve doesn't.
I cannot. You just
I've been practicing on that voice for 30 years though, so I've had a little more time to play with it.
I've had 15 seconds.
You're already further than I was for the first 10 years.
Steve Bloom,
it's all your fault.
But you and Steve Bloom have this thing where
your
resonance is outside of your body.
He's one of the most talented guys I've ever freaking seen. He's insane, and he's so hardworking too. Like he earns every dime he makes. He earns every fan. Oh, somebody missed you in Detroit. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, sorry.
Avalanche 3.
We had 300 people at the Erotic Fanfic show. I'm sorry, this is a PG one. Okay.
Yeah. It's all right. That's not necessarily a censored word.
No.
There's another Jeff Bennett character.
Yeah, he plays basically every other
character is in
that we aren't doing. So, and occasionally we'll have somebody else come. I was so excited. This is my show that I got, even though I didn't meet him on the show. I met him at a place. But Tim Curry, I always wanted to work with Tim Curry my whole life.
My buddy Lee Tokar, who also has a tie-in to. There you are. It's you. He actually is filling in for Tim Curry since he had a stroke.
Yeah, well, on our show,
doing Dr. Morocco for like games and.
You know him?
Yeah, Lee Tokar. Yeah, it's a buddy of mine from Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big deal. The reason why you would know him is because he voiced Ravage in the original Beast Wars animated series. He came to the show too late. They wanted to get him on, but he was too busy. He was very young at the time, like super young. And they were like, look, we have a one-off role. And it's the best episode of Beast Wars. He came back as the original character Ravage. And that's the toy for it right down there, the one that's laying on inside the blue box.
Oh, okay.
And he signed that.
Oh, nice.
They only made one Japanese version of that Ravage toy. And he's like, oh, I didn't even know this existed. That's so cool.
That's cool.
And Amari Williams, the guy who does the voice of Boulder, he's a crazy, fun, like super nice guy.
He's the reason I think that we all bonded on the show because he was the one. It was his first cartoon ever, and he's like, "Hey guys,
really?
I didn't know
that.
Want to hang out afterwards? Should we all go get a drink?" And so it's like
get a drink.
Exactly. And so it was because of him. We're like, and then Maurice showed up and things like that, and it just all got really close. Oh, Maurice is the music part now. This was so intimidating. This episode.
So I'm curious. Was anybody nervous about?
Everybody was.
Everybody nervous. Really?
No
musical people. Well, I mean, obviously the young lady who.
Let's see. I don't think Parv was nervous because Parv is in other musicals. Okay. He also just loves to because what's the risk he'll run into it? I think Lacey was nervous even though she's got a beautiful voice. I know Steve was nervous. Amari was nervous. I was nervous. Diamond wasn't nervous because Diamond is an amazing. Diamond is essentially the next Dionne Warwick and Whitney Houston. Just put those two together, and that's Diamond White. Just go find her music.
I think Steve kind of lucked up in this episode because his character doesn't sound like he could sing that great anyway.
Right,
he's got that really
right, and he knew that, so that he had to go with that. Yeah.
Jason can sing though. I know he sings a lot.
Well, I was looking forward to really trying to sing, and then the song I get was like this the Brechtian thing or whatever, where it had to be like.
So you had a hard song.
That's me.
That's acting right there.
And that was a character voice that they established in the first episode. And the thing was, is like, I didn't even know what voice I was doing. I was so nervous that first episode, and they locked it into this thing that I do not feel comfortable doing. I'm like, I could have done a better voice for that. But
isn't it funny that you get stuck with the character?
Yeah, so every time it come up, I go, can we play a reference, please?
Oh, look, they're doing Thriller in the background.
Yes.
That's great. I never noticed that before. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's little jokes in there for the parents.
Yes.
This is why I like this so much. So it's not just like, oh, the kids want to watch Rescue Bots. You know, it's like,
Right.
oh, that's fine. We can watch Rescue Bots. I'm cool with that.
So if you'll just please sit tight.
So did LeVar Burton record in studio with you guys, or is he record remote?
Oh, a lot. What's funny is originally, no, he would come in, but he would like sometimes have his own session. But then he like came to one of the group records, and after that he said, "I want to be at the group records."
Oh, good
so
for
he's
him.
on our thread too. We're
Good
all
for
on it. Yeah.
He was the only one that was not. Okay, so I have this really quick, awesome story. DC did not even know that this was me at the time. That's what's so funny, because he didn't find out who I was through a Facebook video. It had nothing to do with Honest Trailers, nothing to do with my voiceover career. It was just an impression video that I did as an audition for a show on TBS, and that's actually how we ended up knowing each other.
I thought it was. I don't know how I ran across. I think I'd seen you on my page a couple times, but I didn't know anything about you. And then I saw the video, and I'm like, "Oh, this guy's super talented." And put it on my page.
It's kind of nice not being typecast as just that one voice. So. Anyways,
I still don't know what the epic voice thing is.
Maurice he still hasn't seen anything on his trailers yet. So, anyways, Maurice Marsh is just such a nice guy. I had asked him if he would do me a favor and record a sentence or two as Chief Burns for our autistic son. And months went by, and I understand. I mean, you have to understand. Like, I know how busy I am, and I'm just like this big compared to these other guys. And I was like, he's probably super busy. I'm not going to bug him. When we ran into each other at a convention, and I brought it up again. He's like, oh, I got the thing. I'm sending the audio files. And I was like, audio files? Plural? And he's like, yeah, I got the whole cast. I thought he was just going to send me a solo thing. And he got everybody except for LeVar Burton. He got everybody there to record this thing in the character for our kids. And so I took the audio from that and used my son's toys to make an actual Rescue Bots episode.
Great. Do you have it online, by the way?
I don't have it online. That was just for him, his personal use. So I didn't feel like the spirit to exploit that and post it and be like, I thought about it, but I never did.
You should text it to me, and I will text it to the group, because I think they would love to see it.
I'll work on that.
They would.
Yeah, and I never got. I'm just sad that I never even got a chance to audition for the show. So I got to audition for Robots and Disguise a few times. I got beat up by Jim Cummings. Like, how can I be mad at that? Like, just Jim Cummings. But yeah, that was before you even knew that it was me. that's so
really
funny.
wild. Yeah.
And it was so nice. Everybody was just so kind, and I was like, oh crap, man! He just went way above and beyond. My kid's favorite, Tyler's favorite character is the dog.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I love this. What's funny is I actually wrote a cabaret song called "It's About Me." It's all about me. And anyway, they ripped me off, so I'm gonna sue.
Yeah, the whole show basically is about teamwork and problem solving, and it really does connect with kids, especially autistic kids, which is really odd to me. And I've noticed that. I used to be on Transformers forums when I was a teenager, and I noticed a lot of autistic fans, and each one of them, because I mean, you know about autism, like every kid's a little bit different,
right?
And some of them, it was the music that made them love it.
Local police codes traditionally start with 10, which means please pay attention, and another number follows them.
I am the very model of a modern Major General.
Exactly. I had to re-record this though, because the first time I had a cold, and then they came back and they said, if you want, and I was like, thank God.
So great. They advertised the crap out of this episode too.
There's something here that's like, I can't believe they included it. Like, it got past their wait, right, and the next one, there's the next one coming up. They were like, they really let that pass the censors. You're coming.
Wow.
The next of
that means they died.
Yes.
I never noticed that show before. Wow, you're right. I can't believe that got left in. This is the greatest commentary, and I don't even have to buy the DVD to get this. I'm getting like first-hand commentary. Well, I never would have even noticed that. I watched this, when it premiered. I watched this, and I didn't catch the.
I mean, in my mind, I'm like, well, yes, everybody has to learn about death eventually. So, it's.
Now, did you know Michael Bell before he joined the cast?
No, the first time I met him, he was standing.
He's
insane.
wait,
no, actually,
so
I met Michael Bell at a Transformers convention in Texas, and it was just a really fun guy. Like we really hit it because he was a non-camera actor for a long while as well. So we were exchanging like kind of through generational stories about that kind of life.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like a month later, he was on the show, and so he's actually been to the house a couple parties, and he and his wife. Yeah. His wife is gorgeous. Yeah.
She sings really well.
Yeah, she does. Whee! This is actually one of my favorite songs in the show.
There's actually a lot of like stuff in here I'm surprised with her character, at least, that they did that I was really kind of surprised with. I'm not going to go into it, but it's just like,
wow,
huh,
really?
Okay, I went there. All right, rainbows, yay! Is it a double rainbow? It's a little Disney. God. I can show you the world.
So you can hear his Broadway in this.
While you're waiting to my step in to say a word or two. You may have heard I don't prefer being up.
Anyways, yeah.
He actually, we all as a cast went to go see him at East West Players. They were doing a musical. Was it Tommy? Shoot, I can't remember the musical. I think it was Tommy. And he played Uncle Ernie. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Anyway.
I've always loved the way this was animated because it's very flash animation, but they still made the robots look 3D.
Well, you know what's funny is every season is a different production house
really?
that they do a lot of the outsourcing to. And
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but it got better every year, and they were also finding cheaper places to go do it every year. So it was strange how that kind of worked. But I mean, the actual design of everything and the general direction of that's all done in house.
Second Agent says, "Glad to see you join Twitch. Big fan. Thanks for all the work you do." And Avalanche X3Xia says, I suggest a lot of people to go to that show, dude, when I saw that you were at the Anime Midwest. So, yeah. Fans out there promoting you, man.
Thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
This is Chet You Betcha. You know why? This is probably my favorite character in Rescue Watch. You know why? Look very closely at what he's wearing. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
He's wearing Ron Burgundy's outfit.
That's funny.
You on Griffin Rock. Go transform yourself, San Diego. I've actually filled in for him before too, for Lego Movie and for Anchorman 2.
That's great.
I had to improvise a whole scene with him fighting a dolphin at SeaWorld, but didn't make it into the film.
Oh,
it was so bad.
That's aggravating though.
It was funny because he's like, you seem like you're pretty good at like the what we call it, the linorama. I was like, you mean improvising? He's like, yeah, can you just do like what Will will do? Like, yeah, sure, I'll do like 10 or whatever you want me to do. Just tell me when to stop. So it was just me and the director. And then when I got done, all of a sudden I just heard this huge loud noise. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was people laughing. People out in the hallway had heard, and all came in to listen. Like ripping through there. I was like, I would punch you right in the blow. Just like random stuff like that. It's got man. I can imagine this would be a lot of pressure because the entire, except for the very beginning and the end, the entire episode is a musical.
Yep.
Did this take longer to do because of this?
Yeah, they had. Brian Hofeld. He wrote. He's a musician. That's like one of his first loves. So he, I think he had a lot of the songs. They knew they were going to do this episode, so he'd been working on the music all the way up to the recording time. But then it actually was, I think, over a Christmas vacation or some holiday vacation. So they were able to come back and do the pickups, like because I was sick and things like that. And
I've heard that for a voice actor, the holidays is kind of rough because everybody's out of town, so the smart ones stay put. They get all the work.
That's actually for all acting. I got into the union because I was available for a commercial and no one else was available. I booked episodes of TV shows because I was around in December when no one else was. So yeah.
So I guess I should say, how did you originally get like the audition and book the series?
Well, this is a result of tangentially from doing Mass Effect. The first Mass Effect 2, I was cast as Legion, and Jenny McSwain was the director on that. And I went into and Jenny McSwain is like just a fireball of energy. She's wonderful, and she's got like fire red hair as well, and everything. She's a neat person. So she I come in and I usually it's like you go in and you go right into the studio, like everyone's like hi, you shake hands, and you get your sides and a couple notes about the characters, and you go and do it. And she's like, sit down, talk to me. Who are you? What's your life about? Like we spent a half hour of the session just chatting, then went in to do it. And then of course she works really fast, but it was great. And I appreciated how fast she worked. And I think she appreciated that I went with it as well. So then she was casting this show, and I'm pretty sure the way it went is I went in through my agent, sent in an audition. She sees the names. He goes, I know DC. Puts me on the short pile immediately. And
that's the point I'm trying to get to, where people know the name and like, oh, he's a great guy. He follows directions, works really well. It's really fast.
Well, there's like I wanted to know. I did all these great auditions for World of Warcraft and still have not been able to get. I
think I may have auditioned for World of Warcraft at some point.
But I asked my agent because I don't think
Blizzard has so many characters with all these games with multiple.
But I asked my agent. I go, did they hear it or whatever? I don't understand why not even one like callback or something. And then he called back and called them to find out. Came back and he's like, she'll keep an eye out next time. She just didn't know you, so and that's kind of like how it goes.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot. A lot of it has to do with people. It doesn't even matter if you're great at the job or not. Like they have to know who you are.
Well, you want to. The thing is, everybody wants to work with people that they like to work with.
Yeah, true. Give John Bailey a chance. He's like getting in the groove. They're the only ones who don't have to sing.
Yeah. It actually sounds good.
This actually reminds me.
Such a beautiful voice.
I think it's so funny that this seems like what the original show could have been in the 80s. Like they sang their intros. And stuff.
I really feel like this was like a slow burn show, in that we like the first year or two, nobody seemed to care. Like I'd go to conventions, nobody seemed to care. And
that's because the audience for conventions is a different age than.
Well, but it's also a slow burn because now I get people that love Rescue Bots. Yeah. They come in because they're seeing it on Netflix and whatnot. Yeah. It also came around the time that people were starting to go away from TV and cable and go to just Netflix. Like a lot of people unplugged or just didn't have the subscriptions.
Gotcha.
So once it hit Netflix, now all of a sudden it has this bigger following, and of course now they've gone on to doing a cheaper version, non-union.
I'm still crossing my fingers. One of these days, that's one of my hashtag squad goals or whatever the thing is. That's one of my goals. I have the short bucket list of things. And being a recurring character on a Transformers series of some kind, a network series, that's like
not recurring. You want to be a regular,
series regular. It doesn't have to be Optimus Prime. I just want to be a recurring character in a Transformers series. I've always
not recurring, regular.
There's a difference between recurring.
Yeah, reoccurring means that you're not in every episode.
Oh well, I guess I should change that to regular episode.
You want to be
maybe that's regular. Maybe that's what World's been waiting for me to change recurring to regular. There's the mayor with his bad toupee and his Jeff Bennett voice.
And his trophy wife.
Something tells me Priscilla just might get her comeuppance.
That was so fascinating watching him grow up doing the show and trying to keep the voice. How old was he when you
guys first started?
God, I'm really bad with ages, but I want to say that, let's see, at the end he was 17.
Okay. Well,
so that's over 5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably about 13 then, or 12.
Yeah, I think he was 12 when he started.
Wow.
Yeah.
I keep telling my kids that they got a shot out here, especially the one if they read well and they can act well. They got a shot.
Do you want to put them through that though?
I mean, I think that if they was something they wanted to do,
they have to look at it as like a fun side.
Exactly. Thing. Yeah, I would never want to
because otherwise your self-esteem gets hooked in at a young age.
Oh,
no. Diamond White,
by the way, working together.
She's doing a sweet little song here, but guys, check out her album. She literally is like phenomenal.
Yeah, I didn't know
Whitney Houston voice. And she's beautiful too.
I heard something beep. I don't know what that was.
Is my heart?
Is your heart? Is my phone going up?
My pacemaker.
Your pacemaker, like you're old enough that. Did you have any idea about what Transformers was before you worked on it?
I knew. I mean, I've known of Transformers my whole life, but I've never. I'm a nerd in nerd culture. I don't know much about any of the stuff that I participate in.
That's about the only thing. I'm not like, and still, even at that, even though I have Transformers, even though I grew up on it, even though it's one of the main reasons why I got into voiceover, I'm still not like an uber fan. Like I don't know issue whatever in whatever comic series that did this thing and that.
Wait, my credit. I gotta see my credit.
Oh, we'll go
my
back.
Credit. Here it comes. Gene McSwain.
There you are.
There I am. Yeah. All right, sorry. That's all I ever want is just the credit.
So where can they find you? On the
I'm right here next to you.
On the social media things.
You can find me on Twitter at DC_Douglas, or MRDC Douglas on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
And don't worry about Snapchat.
It's MISTERDC66.
I'm glad you know that because I
am still working on remembering that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a really fun a fun show that anybody can watch of any age. Especially great for autistic kids, and a fun show for families to watch together. I'd never caught that reference before.
Oh, you go back to some of the, you'll find other things in the show as well. There's some other fun. There's some very little things for adults in there. Anyway. But I wanted to also say, I wanted to clarify. Well, I mean, I'm a little sad that I don't get to continue into the next iteration of the show because they've moved it to New York and they've got other voice actors doing the robots. But it turns out those characters are sporadic through the season. Yeah. But it's still being written by Nicole DeBeck and and others as well. But she's still running it, and so tune in when it does start airing because she's an amazing lady. And it's cool that you're still promoting the franchise even though you're not part of it. Well, that's cool. Yeah, but because I think that there'll still be a lot of fun for people. Because a lot of people give me a hard time because they brought Peter Cullen back for Combiner War Season 2, and I was actually happy about it. A lot of people are like, why didn't you just let John Bailey, just for consistency's sake, just let John be Optimus? I mean, Optimus has been voiced by multiple people at this point. Right. But as a Peter Cullen fan and as a Transformers fan, I want to hear Peter Cullen, so I don't have a problem with it. I'm all for promoting things, even if I get replaced on it. Yeah. It's cool with me, man. I say that up front. Like, if Peterson wants to do it, I don't have nothing to do. I'm like that maybe for everything except for Resident Evil. I don't want anyone to take Buster back. Because you came up with I didn't. I'm a fourth voice. Yeah, that's right. But I've done it the longest. I've done 7 games. I've done it for 10 years, and I don't want to. I just kind of own it. I kind of want to keep it until I'm so old. They're going, okay, it's kind of weird. You're doing the voice of a 50-year-old and you're 80 DC. You got to stop. All right, for you grown-ups, you can go check out our Resident Evil video. And in these links here, and you can also check us out, him watching or playing Resident Evil for the very first time on his new Twitch channel. I'm awesome at it. He's as awesome as everybody else who's played it for the very first time. All right, everybody, have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye.